Do you remember the official Kingdom Hearts Picross game? No, of course you don't. Unless you lived in Japan and were signed up for the Kingdom Hearts mobile subscription service between 2009 and 2013, you've probably never heard of Kingdom Hearts Magical Canvas. But it's a charming little app that's worth a few minutes of any Kingdom Hearts fan's time, so let's take a look back on this tragically forgotten title. Kingdom Hearts Magical Canvas released on April 23, 2009, the 6th of 8 minigames available through the Kingdom Hearts mobile service. The release of Magical Canvas marked the end of monthly minigame editions, since the next new app wouldn't be released for another 5 months. After the incredible high that was Kingdom Hearts Pair Card Battle, it's not too surprising that Magical Canvas is quaint in comparison, but it's still impressive for such a rapid release. At its core, Magical Canvas is a Picross game with Kingdom Hearts-themed pictures. For those who aren't aware, Picross is a kind of puzzle that involves coloring cells in a grid based on numerical clues. These kinds of puzzles are more generally known as nonograms, and Magical Canvas uses the internal name KH Logic Picture. When solving a puzzle, the numbers in each row or column indicate how many adjacent cells need to be shaded. For instance, this first row has 6 shaded cells in a row, and the second row has 1 shaded cell, a group of 2 shaded cells, and another single shaded cell. Once all cells are correctly filled in, a hidden picture is revealed. In terms of gameplay, Magical Canvas is identical to any other Picross application. There are no special power-ups, items, or other Kingdom Hearts-themed mechanics that change the rules of the puzzle. All you can do is shade in a cell or mark it as empty. There are 30 puzzles in total, and you start the game with 2 5x5 and 3 10x10 puzzles unlocked. Clearing all 5 of these puzzles will unlock the 7 15x15 puzzles, clearing 10 total stages will unlock the 7 20x20 puzzles, and clearing 15 total stages will unlock the 11 25x25 puzzles. Each puzzle has a timer that tracks how long it takes you to solve the puzzle, and you will earn a bronze, silver, or gold crown based on your performance. That said, there's no use for these beyond your personal high score. Magical Canvas is unique among the KH mobile minigames in that it does not connect to the platform's online rankings, making this probably the most bare-bones application in terms of gameplay. But what Magical Canvas lacks in unique mechanics, it makes up for in charm. I mean it, this game is positively brimming with charm. To start, your cursor is a little kingdom key icon, and if you erase a cell, it turns into an enchanted broom from Disney Castle. Adorable! Then, as you're solving the puzzle, Sora will walk around the field to give you some company. Sora actually reacts to the position of the cursor, always moving to the opposite corner of the field so as to not obstruct your view of the puzzle. When you clear a level, he does his little Keyblade twirl. The Chain of Memory sprites add just the right amount of whimsy to the experience. Sora will also provide moral support as you work your way through the puzzle. If you keep the cursor still for long enough, he will interject with a motivational message or an occasional reminder of the game settings. Sora will chime in with the current percentage of the puzzle you have filled in, and he will let you know when the timer reaches 1, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, and 60 minutes. If Sora wasn't the one delivering these messages, I would definitely take some of them as passive-aggressive, but I know Sora would never do that to me. If you find Sora's words distracting, you can turn off the character dialogue in the menu. You can also toggle the Keyblade cursor, Sora's sprite, the playing field background, and the grid, making for quite the empty and desolate board. Now, one quick note. The game files have more sprites from Chain of Memories that don't appear in the final product. There are a few sprite sheets of Sora's attacks, along with one of the white mushrooms. My guess is that characters other than Sora were supposed to appear on the playing field, but we really can't know for sure. On top of that, there's an unused message box that congratulates the player for unlocking the bonus puzzles, but there are no puzzle data files beyond the standard 30. If there's one word I would use to describe Magical Canvas, it's cozy. When we boot up the game, we are greeted with our pals Sora, Donald, and Goofy smiling at us from their cute GBA sprite work in front of the safe and comforting landscape of the Disney Castle courtyard, adapted from KH1 artwork. If we enter a puzzle, Sora is there to guide us and provide words of encouragement. The background is drawn in soothing colors, depicting Sora's Station of Awakening. And I suppose this is bearing the lead, but nothing says cozy quite like the music. The main menu uses Treasured Memories, a song associated with dreams and other wistful moments. The first 5 levels use Destiny Islands as the background music. These 5x5 and 10x10 puzzles are essentially tutorials, so bringing in the music from the KH1 tutorial is a natural fit. The 15 by 15 puzzles use It Began With a Letter, a theme that originally accompanied the reading of King Mickey's letter in KH1. Magical Canvas is the first time this track was used since that cutscene, and it works great with both the comfy atmosphere and the Disney Castle background. The 20 by 20 stages use Merlin's magical house, once again nailing the cozy ambience. I could raise an objection to the track's ties to Merlin and Traverse Town, neither of which have anything to do with Magical Canvas, but it's clear that they are going for vibes over context. The final track, used for the 25 by 25 puzzles, is A Very Small Wish. Again, Monstro isn't exactly relevant, but that clearly wasn't a concern. The devs set out to find the 5 coziest songs in KH1, and I'd say they did a spectacular job. For someone talking about a game centered around making pictures, I've sure managed to avoid discussing the puzzle artwork. There's a reason for that, and I'll get there in a minute, but first there are a few trends that I wanted to point out. Most of the early levels and a few later ones use general symbols, such as the crown or heartless emblem, while the remaining stages either borrow Chain of Memory's profile sprites or make their own pixelated versions of character renders. But the most interesting poll is puzzles 9, 10, and 12, which are the pixelated Sora, Donald, and Goofy images that Tron displayed on the computer in Ansem Study. Now, the reason I haven't shown more of the artwork is because I want you to discover the puzzles for yourself. Since emulating KH Magical Canvas isn't the most straightforward, I've taken the liberty of recreating every puzzle in a more accessible format. Starting right now, you can solve all 30 stages online for free. I decided to use the Nonogrammed website to host the puzzles, since it allows you to access the full list of puzzles just by viewing my profile. Go to this link, also in the description, and you can experience a one-to-one recreation of the game's 30 puzzles. Note that they're listed in reverse order, so you should start from the 5x5 puzzles and work your way up. Pop on some cozy KH1 tunes for the authentic Magical Canvas experience, and have fun. And, if you want to see the neat sprite artwork without going through the effort of solving 30 puzzles, you can head over to the KH Wiki, where I've created an archive of the puzzles. Even if you do solve the puzzles yourself, I'd still recommend checking out the wiki page, since it also has colored-in versions of the solutions that you can't see elsewhere. In the end, Magical Canvas is just a Picross game with Kingdom Hearts pictures. But maybe it doesn't need to be anything more than that. Sometimes you just want a comfy little distraction, and the atmosphere of Magical Canvas has comfy in spades. It might not excel compared to the other KH mobile minigames, but it can place solidly in the B tier. As for why it isn't higher, even though I adore Magical Canvas, the games coming up have just a little more bite to them. Now, one more quick note. I've dabbled in Picross before, and I'm generally pretty good at puzzles, but some of the later stages still took me upwards of 30 minutes to solve. I'd estimate that I spent somewhere in the range of 10 hours solving the puzzles and getting footage. As much as I love the cozy song selection, one can only listen to Merlin's magical house for so long before wanting to smash their non-magical furniture to pieces. So I'd like to give a quick shout out to the real MVP of this video, Celeste Soleil. On her channel, she recorded an audiobook version of all of the Kingdom Hearts light novels, which I've been listening to keep me sane while working my way through Magical Canvas. The novels are a fun, albeit non-canon way to revisit the series, so I'd recommend giving Celeste's recordings a try if the audio format appeals to you. And with that, we can set down our canvas and look towards the future of Kingdom Hearts Mobile. Or rather, the past of Kingdom Hearts Mobile, because next time, we'll be looking at another one of the launch titles, released over 4 months before Magical Canvas. It's also the only game to receive an official English translation. I'll see you there.